And welcome back. I'm going to be honest, the trends we're seeing right now in the US housing market is not sustainable. So for example, home sold prices have increased by about 10% ever since February this year. And this is given the fact that average rates for a 30-year fix have been at or above 6% every single week so far this year. This has caused a huge housing affordability issue for home buyers right now. So for example, Redfin reported today that the average monthly housing payment reached a new all-time record high due to this increase in prices as well as rates. Also, we're still seeing a huge drop of home buyers as well as home sellers as pending home sales and new listings fell in each of the 50 most populous metros. This is based on a brand new report from Redfin that was just announced today, and in today's video, I'm going to share all the details. And before we get started, if you guys are looking for a real estate agent referral, whether you're looking to buy or sell a house across the whole United States, then check out that link below, which is homeandmoney.com/Jason to get started today. So with that said, I appreciate you guys watching today's video. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So again, this is based on a brand new report from Redfin just announced on the 1st of June. This report here covers the 4 weeks ended May 28th this year, and data from Redfin goes back to 2015. So let's talk about home prices. The median home sold price increased to about $378,000, down 1.9% from 1 year ago. Again, though, compared to February this year, up by about 10%, a seasonal uptick in home prices like we typically see each and every year, but down by 1.9% from 1 year ago, the smallest decrease in about 2 months. Even though that's the smallest decrease in about 2 months, the difference between this year and last year hasn't really moved very much at all. So for example, look at this, because the difference between this year and last year has been paid around 2 to 3% ever since the 4 weeks ended March 12th this year. As I always say though, every real estate market's different though, right? Real estate is local. So therefore, there's some areas in which prices are down compared to 1 year ago. And also it's still some areas in which prices still have increased compared to 12 months ago. So home sold prices have decreased in 30 of the 50 largest metros. So approximately 60% of the 50 most populous metros are down compared to 12 months ago. In fact, the biggest decrease was in Austin, Texas, falling by 16.4% year over year. After that was Oakland, California, falling by 11.5%, Las Vegas down by 9.9%, San Francisco, California down by 8.6%, and Sacramento, California, where I live and work as a real estate agent with my team, we're down by 8.5%. In contrast though, here are the areas in which prices have increased the most. So leading the nation once again was Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a gain of 9.3%. Then it was Cincinnati, Ohio, gain of 6.4%. Miami, Florida, a gain of 5.7%. And also Fort Lauderdale, Florida, saw a gain of 5.4%. And Newark, New Jersey, a gain of 4.7%. In regards to these differences here between Austin and Milwaukee, again, a giant delta here. Austin down by 16.4%, whereas Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a gain of 9.3%. So very, very quickly, I want to share this because Milwaukee, Wisconsin, again, a gain of, 9.3%. I apologize because Redfin's data center has not shared the most recent update as of May 27th. I should say May 28th. In any case, though, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for the 4 weeks ended May 21st, a gain of 8% at 315,000. 1 year ago, it was 291,000. So prices are up compared to 2022, and of course, well above 2020's levels. Now look at the big difference when looking at Austin, Texas, though, because Austin, Texas, for the 4 weeks ended May 21st, down by 18%, whereas on May 28th, down by 16.4%. But the prices right now, I should say the home sold prices are very, very close to 2021's levels. So home prices are at more or less a 2-year low during this same time frame in Austin, Texas. Now, having said that, they're still up greatly compared to 2022 though, or 2020 I should say, because at 469,000, this is much higher compared to the same time frame in 2020 at 335,000. So again, it just goes to show how every real estate market is different, because home prices are very close to 2021's levels in Austin, Texas, whereas in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at 315,000, much higher than 2021 at this time, when the median sold price was $267,000. In any case, going back to Redfin's report here, asking prices were at more or less $400,000 for the 4 weeks ended May 28th, more or less flat compared to a year ago, only a gain of 0.1%. Now here's the big kicker here, because this is one main reason why I'm saying our US housing market is not sustainable, because we can't have an environment in which prices have increased by about 10% ever since February this year, and also have rates increase to about 7%. And also that's causing the average monthly housing payment of would-be homebuyers to reach an all-time record high of $2,651 per month at the current weekly average, according to Freddie Mac, at 6.79%. That's up 15% from a year ago, or a giant increase of $348 more per month to buy an average price home today compared to 1 year ago. Now, speaking of rates, we have been seeing a decrease in rates for the past 3 days. But looking at today's rates, which again is June 1st, according to Investopedia.com, for an average 30-year fix for people with exceptional credit, of course, is at 7.29%. According to the Mortgage News Daily, though, it's at 6.85% for a 30-year fix conventional loan. FHA and VA is around 6.50%. When looking at a 30-year fix, it's still up by about 1.38 percentage points, though, because 1 year ago, rates were at 5.5%. So if you guys recall, last Friday, we reached nearly a 7-month high regarding average rates at 7.14%, the highest rates we've seen going back to early November last year, and a giant increase of 1.9 percentage points compared to 12 months ago. Ever since then, though, rates have been decreasing. So over the past 3 days, average rates have decreased by about 29 basis points. Going back to Redfin's report here, let's talk about pending home sales, new listings, as well as housing inventory. So pending home sales decreased by 17%, the second biggest decrease since January this year. The biggest decrease was a week ago, when pending home sales decreased by 17.1%. Also, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video here, pending home sales decreased in each of the 50 most populous US metros year over year. The biggest decrease was Seattle, Washington, a decrease of 31.8%. That was followed by San Diego, Portland, Oregon, Sacramento, as well as Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So new listings decreased by about 23.4% year over year, adding a 10-month streak of double-digit decreases of new listings, which is causing a lack of housing affordability, as home buyers do not have a lot of options to buy on a national level. And of course, because they don't have a lot of options, that's creating bidding wars and also causing homes to be listed at a higher price, of course, and also for home prices to increase as well. Also, just like pending home sales, new listings decrease year over year in each of the 50 most populous metros. New listings decreased the most in Las Vegas, down by 42.3%. That was followed by Oakland, California, a decrease of nearly 40%. Seattle, Washington saw a decrease of 39.4%. San Diego declined by 37%. And Phoenix, Arizona saw a decrease of new listings, falling by nearly 37%. Regarding average monthly mortgage payments, look at this, because again, all-time record highs at nearly $2,700 per month, a gain of 15.1% year over year. Look at this compared to 2020 though. Back in 2020, your average monthly housing payment was just less than $1,500, and now it has surged to nearly $2,700. That's a gain of $1,300 more per month to buy an average price home today compared to same time in 2020. $1,300 more per month. That's absolutely insane. And that's an increase of 93% in your average monthly housing payment. One word, not sustainable. In regards to pending home sales, here is the changes compared to the past several years. So pending home sales decreased by 17% from 2022, approximately 89,000 pending home sales over the previous 4 weeks. Back in 2022, there's around 107,000. So obviously a huge decrease in home buying demand, but of course that is hit by a lack of new supply hitting the market as well. And you can see that right here because back in 2022 and 2021, there's approximately 120,000 new listings, whereas this year only 90,652 to be exact. This means we're missing approximately 30,000 new listings this year compared to years past. So of course, no big surprises that housing inventory is at historically low levels, given the fact we're seeing this huge decrease of new supply hitting the market, especially compared to the past several years. And speaking of housing inventory, according to Redfin, housing inventory decreased by 3% year over year. One thing I do want to mention, I mention this on the channel whenever I talk about housing supply according to Redfin. For whatever reason, inventory levels according to Redfin is much different compared to altosresearch.com as well as realtor.com. So when looking at those trends, active listings or housing supply is still up compared to 2021 and 2022 when comparing levels right now, but still down by about 54% compared to the same time frame in 2019. In contrast though, for whatever reason, Redfin is reporting a decrease of 3% compared to 2022. In addition, when looking at 2021, which is this blue line right here, they're also stating here that inventory is actually below 2021's levels as well. One thing we can agree on though is that we have far more houses for sale compared to 2020 and of course 2019 as well. According to Redfin, back in 2020 this time, there's around 1.05 million houses for sale, and right now there's just over 700,000. Redfin also reported that the month supply in the US right now is at 2.7 months. This means at the current sales pace, if no more new listings were to hit the market, so if new listings were to be stopped, then all houses for sale right now at the current sale pace would be sold in 2.7 months. Back in February this year, it was at 4.5 months. So just taking a step back here, in order to have a more balanced real estate market, we need this number to be around 4 months. So at 2.7 months, this implies at a national level at least that we have a seller's market and not a buyer's market like a lot of us, like including myself, wish we really had. And this, of course, is due to the fact we have a lack of houses for sale on a national level here. Redfin also reported that approximately 35% of all pending home sales, houses under contract with a home buyer, so 35% of pending home sales accepted an offer within the first 2 weeks of the home being listed for sale. This is still below 2022 and 2021's levels, when at that time the share was just over 40%. Also, regarding how fast or how slow houses are selling, the median days in the market for the previous 4 weeks was 29 days, a big decrease compared to February when the days in the market was just over 50 days, but this is a seasonal decrease like we see each and every year. Now, having said that, 1 year ago, days in the market was approximately 18 days, so it's taking about 11 days longer to sell a house compared to the same time frame last year. They're also reporting that approximately 35% of the houses that sold over the previous month sold above the seller's final list price. So 35% of the houses were selling above the seller's final list price. This of course means that approximately 65% sold at or below the seller's asking price. And lastly, here's a look at the average sale price to final list price ratio at 99.7%. This means houses on average sold for about 0.3% below the seller's final list price. Compare this to 2022 though, the peak was at around 103%, meaning houses on average selling for about 3% over asking. Now they're selling for just under the seller's final list price. And with that said, please comment below your biggest takeaways from today's video. Also, if you guys got any value out of this video whatsoever, then please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Of course, I appreciate you. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.